Hi, it's Chef and Builder Janie Pendleton. We're back in the kitchen where I'm going to teach you how to make several weeks of food, okay? Several weeks of food in one day, because I've got all this meat bought and I have to get it into the freezer. So we're going to start with spaghetti and meatballs, okay? Spaghetti and meatballs. All right, I've usually prepped for a week to 2 weeks, but I've never prepped for a month before. So this is going to be a challenge. So I'm going to make the meatballs first. Like I said, we're just going to let them cool so they'll stay together. And then we're going to come over here and put in our spaghetti in the pot. This is actually linguine. See, it's a little bit thicker. Push it in here, get that water back up to boiling. Looks like I may need a little bit more olive oil on it to keep it from sticking. It's fine. Put the lid back on it here. And bring that temperature back up quickly. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our sauce. Now here we have the other half of that onion, and then we have several things of garlic here, and we're going to be using all of that up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start crushing garlic. We're going to start out with a little bit. Is that working? Is it working? Perfect. Let's crack that just a little bit. I'm going to start out with a little bit of olive oil. Sorry, I like my olive oil. This is 100% extra virgin olive oil, just first cold press. So we're going to go ahead and put in the red onions. Okay, now we're just going to start chopping in the garlic. Putting them in, putting them through. I have this set on low right now because it takes time to chop this much garlic, and I like a lot of garlic in my pasta sauce. We're making quite a bit here. Okay, I'm going to turn that down, crack my lid a bit. Okay. We do not want to get this too done. Like I said, just a little bit under the al dente here on this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my onions and my garlic so they're nice and clear. It'll take about, maybe 2 minutes on a medium low setting, right in there somewhere. All right, just going to keep on putting in the garlic because this is all about the garlic. All right, and to this we're going to add the celery, and we're going to simmer this on very, very low for about 10 more minutes. You have to add a little bit more of your that garlic and that onion is perfect. Okay, you have, and you can use a sweet white onion if you want to, but I like red onions. You all know that I like to use my red onions. So I'm going to put just a little bit more olive oil. This is that extra light olive oil. I really like the flavor of it. I'll throw the other one in here. Let's try it and see. Okay, it's almost done. Almost done. I'd say about another 3 or 4 minutes and the pasta will be done. So since that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and turn the water off. Alright, now the best tomato for a tomato sauce is a Marzano, which is like a Roma tomato. You know, like the little long tomatoes. You just want to get them whole and you just want to smash them in like this. But I couldn't find them anywhere in our part of town, and my cart was full. So I decided just to go ahead and go with the Hunt's tomato sauce for the thickness, and to go with some pre-diced tomatoes. And then I'm just going to get in there and kind of mash them up a little bit. Also, if you want to, you can just use this pre-made Hunt's mushroom or this pre-made Hunt's meat sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of everything here is what I got in the cabinet. I'm cleaning out the cabinet. I've got cleaning out the closet. Just kidding. Okay. I think that's a gangsta song. But anyway, so on the meat sauce, and sauces like this, I'm just going to blend them all together and use what I got. But I did get these at Big Lots for $1 a can, and I thought that was pretty good. So, with the sale at Big Lots, I thought I did pretty good on that. So, keep this moving because you do not want, I got that a little bit too hot. I do not want that garlic to brown. Just want everything cooked. I don't want it brown. I don't want that garlic crispy. That is perfect. I love it when it all comes together. I'll let that drain just like that right there. There you go. Now you don't want to rinse this out with water. Cook that water out of here. So just use your spatula. My mother always used to take and, you had a big family. You rinsed it out with a little bit of water and splashed it in. Well, you don't want to thin this down like that. Look at that, that's already bubbling. There, that won't be hitting me like that. You can put mushrooms in this. You can put meat in this instead of the meatballs. See, instead of the meatballs, you can just put a browned ground beef in here. Okay, I just put in whatever pasta sauces that I had. Okay, if you want it, we're going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper, a little bit of heat. I don't want that much. I'm putting very little in. I'm going to add in about a tablespoon. That wasn't quite a tablespoon, was it? Of brown sugar. You can use white sugar if you like. That's up to you. Any kind of sugar, stevia, whatever works here. All right, we're going to add a full teaspoon of salt. Get that in there. I'm out of salt. Okay. Now here what we're going to do is the black pepper. Okay. A little bit of oregano. Put in a little bit of thyme. Come down here across the opposite. It's in a branch like this. There we go. There we go. I mean, if you want, you can just throw the whole thing in there just like this and then pull that out when it's done. Let's raise the heat up in here just a little bit. Okay. I had a little bit leftover Italian seasonings here, which has a little bit of marjoram in it. But I can put some fresh marjoram or I can put this in. I decided to use some of that up. A little bit of celery salt. And this thing's popping on me today. I know one thing about this pan, it's really flat, and with this burner on a flat stove, it is popping. All right, we're gonna let this simmer, not for 20 minutes, not for 30 minutes, but we're gonna simmer this for about an hour to an hour and a half. I go sometimes all the way up to an hour and a half. 20 minutes and 30 minutes doesn't cut this, okay? I don't care what tomatoes you want into here. We want to reduce this. We want a nice thick sauce, even if it's got the hamburger in it. We want a nice thick sauce, okay? So I'm going to see you back here in about an hour to an hour and a half. An hour and a half preferably, okay? And whenever you see me talking about tomato sauce, this is most likely right here. You know, the spaghetti sauce, this is most likely the recipe that you hear me talking about right here. And I'm going to put in just a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit. And if you want, you can add a little bit of water to this as you're reducing it. I know it sounds like you're not reducing it if you add the water, but it actually really does help. Keeps it from getting burned, keeps it a little bit hydrated while you're reducing it. Just trust me, it does it. I'm talking like a tablespoon of water every half hour, every 30 minutes. Okay? And I just love that olive oil. It's such a good olive oil. I still got that piece of spaghetti in here. That's funny. But I put that spaghetti in here for a reason. Because watch this. Equalize it out just a little bit. Alright. Now I'm going to put on the splatter shield on this. And I'm going to cook this away for an hour and a half. And we will see you back here Then it's my stingray. Doesn't that look like a stingray? That's funny. Okay, playing with my gadgets. There we go. Let's make sure that's a bubbling. Maybe a little bit higher. Okay, that's the kind of bubbling that we want right there. And we will be back here in an hour and a half. I'm gonna spray a little of this Crisco butter spray in here on here. That'll help it to stay. And I'm just gonna give a quick spray on each one of these pans. So when it goes into the oven, you know, all the gunk will stick on here because I actually reuse my trays, all right? Okay, now I'm just gonna take and kind of fluff this up in here. You can get this wet again, that kind of helps, but I'm just gonna kind of, you can put a little bit of the Parmigiano cheese in your sauce as well if you want. That's fine, a couple tablespoons, that works. But I just go ahead and I put it on the top.
Flavor.
You like that, huh? Mm-hmm. That's good. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put in just a little bit of the linguine, depending on the size of serving that we each want. Okay, that's perfect for me, for my size of serving. If you have to, you can even weigh this if you want to. I'm normally gluten-free, but gluten-free noodles just don't stand up very well. There we go. Gluten-free noodles don't stand up very well in the freezer. Not in my experience, so. The corn ones do, but I can't have the corn, so. Now we're just gonna put on a little bit of this spaghetti sauce. Look at this. Oh my Lord. No, I don't like a lot of sauce. And I'm gonna put in a couple of meatballs. I'm not big on the meatballs, so a couple of meatballs, that works for me. So I'm just gonna kind of tuck them in here like this. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. It's better when it's fresh anyway. Right? Foil side down, because when you put this in the oven, this helps to reflect the heat back onto the frozen food. So I just want to show this to you right here, okay? This is plenty for one person. Plenty for one person. And we're just gonna keep going like this. I'm gonna fill up 8 of these because it's just John and I. Now, if I have any extra, I'm gonna fill up some extras and I can give them away, give them the family when they come to visit, or like we can have a spaghetti dinner when people come to visit at the last minute. I can throw a few extras in. So it never hurts to make 1 or 2 extras of anything really delicious like this. Doesn't hurt, does it, Daddy? Mm-mm. Okay, you just fold down the 4 corners like this, and then you just bend in the sides like this. There you go. I let the sauce cool just a little bit, and then bend it all down so it stacks. And then here I just grab my marker, and this just says Janie spaghetti, the date that I made it, and today is 11/17/15. And I'm going to do this with mine, and then John, he gets the purple. He gets the purples. All right, so now I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to move over to the next one here. I'll show you this to you one more time. Here's John's. Now I might have to make up some more spaghetti, and that's fine. I got plenty of spaghetti. I got plenty of noodles. Like I said, you don't even have to use spaghetti. You can use any kind of noodles that you like. But we can see about how much each little bowl will take. I just kind of spread it out here. If you want to use gloves, you can. Just spread it out here. I've been washing dishes and cooking for hours, so I'm just going to do what I got to do. I know John, he's going to like more than what I got. I love these noodles. Here, I'm going to let Dave try it with a little bit of pasta. And remember, you shouldn't have so much sauce in there that you drown your pasta. There you go. That's a Daddy's.
It's good.
Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, John, what would you give this spaghetti?
I'd call it a 10.
Well, you always give me a 10, but it really is a 10.
It's good.
You guys have to try this recipe. It is so delicious. And then you want to put on plenty of sauce if you really like sauce, put on plenty of sauce. He likes meatballs, so I'm going to give him the biggest ones.
That's plenty.
No, I got plenty, trust me. There you go. We're going to give him plenty. There we go. We have enough to go around here. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see if it's going to hold it. There we go. That's why you do the corners first, and then you pull over the sides. There you go. It's going to fit. Okay. And this is John. Okay, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of how to prep meals for the entire month. And this is nice because if you're going to have room in the freezer because you're using all your meat, you're using all of your product back out of the freezer, you're thawing it out and you're using it. And instead of making just one dish for a night, you're making enough dishes for everybody for the entire month. Now, if you've got a really large family, this actually saves you a lot of money doing it this way, even if you prep a couple of meals every month ahead of time. We'll see you back here in a few minutes. I might have to make, this is the same spaghetti sauce recipe. This is the same spaghetti sauce recipe and how I do this for all of my pastas. So even if you add ground beef to this, and let's say you use the penne rigata, well then right here, you can cook these up. All right, when I get these all done, we'll be right back.